we feel like doing with our hair, or I feel like doing with my hair, you should do with your hair. That's the thing about long hair that I love, actually, about having long hair, or just about anything in general that I do style wise. I feel like people, and this might be a thing, like when people are very young, especially, or maybe even, I don't know, in their early 20s. I feel like when you get older, you can make these decisions. And some people are very good at this at a very young age. Like, I've always known what my sense of style was. Like, I've always liked dresses and long hair. And, kind of expanded upon that style, and I incorporate new things that resonate with me as time goes on. But, many moons ago, there were women and girls, like, especially when I was younger, they did not like me having long hair or wearing dresses. They made it their personal business to tell me what I should be wearing. And some of it was really strange. And my mom, I always had a super supportive mom that, wanted me to be happy. And my mom's actually, my mom's just into gardening and eating vegetarian food and cooking home meals. And, yes, my mom did have to start working when I was in middle school, but my mom just loved being a homemaker type, and not in this like alt-right pipeline way. In fact, I find it's kind of funny because a lot of these new conservative people, like, they don't get that, my mom's pretty liberal politically. Well, a lot of liberal people were into that, what you consider like the homemaker lifestyle, organic gardening, all these things that like conservatives have kind of said that are theirs now, except they do it in a more, I don't know, primal way with like heavy animal based products and whatnot. Whereas, like, I don't even think it has to be a political thing, honestly. Some people just like being homemaker. They like to do that. And, personally, just in my own life, I'm a single lady. So that's not like, I didn't have like this deep desire to have kids, and it's not like something that I really, really like felt was super important in my life. But if people want to have children, I think that's great. Like, do you, right? But I find it funny that when I was younger, this is just my observation on this, that a lot of women, they're probably like more on the conservative side now, they didn't like me wearing dresses. And like, I guess some people say wearing dresses or like having long hair is like a conservative thing, but I don't really think so. I think it's just a you thing. Like, and now it's like these styles are becoming more trendy, but people are like, oh, because it's harkening back to another time. But I disagree, because there's a lot of people that are into cosplay or just like traditional like clothing from many different cultures, and they tend to have more left-leaning views, actually, if you ever look at like some of their content. Hi, how you doing? So I don't know why people politicize everything, and I honestly don't want to politicize everything, because I feel like there's enough of that. And, in the past I've talked about it, but there's just really enough of that, and I just kind of want to live my own little happy introverted life. And I have my own viewpoints and things, but I don't resonate with, like, there's always somebody that wants to put a certain label on you, and they want to tell you what you should be doing. And to me, this comes from a position of insecurity. Like, when you want to tell somebody, whether it's a woman telling another woman what to wear, or a man telling a woman what to wear, and not just being happy with a person making their own choices, this comes from a place of insecurity. Like, in my mind, like, if you are a secure person, you don't want to humble other people. Like, I know, like, some people think, oh, I have to humble somebody if I think that they're arrogant. But I would, in my mind, I'm never going to directly tell somebody that's doing this, but when I see people doing that, I think, well, they're just as equally arrogant, and maybe this is a bit of power play. And it's not even that, somebody who you might like construe as being arrogant is arrogant. Maybe they're just happy with themselves, and they like to do a certain thing. And they were not put on this earth to be your little pawn. Nobody's put on this earth to please you. You need to please yourself. You need to make yourself happy. You need to find happiness within you. You can't expect other people to, especially somebody you don't know. It's just very strange to me that people are going on social media, and there's all sorts of content you can watch and interact with on social media. But if a certain like influencer is like bothering someone, especially if they're just like a younger person and maybe they're coming into their own and maybe they're doing things in a way that you don't agree with, but do you know them personally? If you don't know them personally, it's kind of weird. And this is one of the weird aspects of parasocial relationships, that people just feel like they can tell somebody that they should humble themselves. Why? Why do they need to do that? And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when I was a kid and just unsolicited advice where you would just be having a happy day, walking in the sunlight, and a woman would have to come along and tell you that you shouldn't wear a dress, or you shouldn't smile, or you shouldn't do this. But you know what my response is? Like when I was younger, it kind of would throw me off a bit. But I had to think about this. And I think the longer you live, the more you realize it. Those comments come from a place of insecurity. Anybody that wants to tell another person how to live, you know? Hi, how you doing? That wants to make other people feel like. And I know I'm talking really fast. I'm having my rapid fire conversational skills, and some people who don't speak English are like, I can't keep up. I do apologize. Try to speak slower. I do kind of go. I think it's something about the Southern California accent, or me. Like it just comes. Like I noticed because my mom's Midwestern, and she's always said, "I speak too fast. Speak too fast." But I don't know. It's just something about me. So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I just don't like when women try to make other women feel like they can't wear certain things or be a certain way, or just if they're engaging like with a fun trend on TikTok or YouTube, like are they hurting you? Like, and it's just it makes me realize you can never make everybody happy. You will never please everybody. You're just not going to. You will never please everybody, so you have to decide, are you going to please yourself, or are you just going to give in and please people that you don't really know? And I think it's fun to engage with social media and to watch content that you like, but I do think that people need to have a bit of a boundary. Like if you're coming across somebody's content and they're like upsetting you that much and they're just rage baiting you that much, you don't have to engage. And I know that's another thing too. There are a lot of people that love the rage and the bait, but I don't do that. Like I hate rage bait. Like there's like at all costs. I will never rage bait because it feels it feels a little inauthentic, and it feels kind of there's a word for it that passive aggressive. Rage bait is passive aggressive because it usually is implemented by people that have received some kind of unfounded criticism, or they're just getting a lot of, like, generally they have good feedback, but they're getting a lot of like kind of negative. So a lot of people use rage bait though, not just them really. So it's a myriad of people who use rage bait, and I guess it's kind of been normalized on social platforms to use rage bait. I just personally do not agree with rage bait because the way I do my channels is the way that I do my real life. Like what you see on here, like I might edit some things, but it's just very much me. Like I'm doing everything on this channel. I've never hired like anybody to do any of my content. Like all of my content is just me posting what resonates with me. And you know, I've had people like come to my email box and spam me saying that they could promote me in a certain way, that I could get this and this, and I'm like, no thanks, that's okay. Because first off, I don't like trust random people with my data. Like, no, like, do you think some random rando? I feel like that's an invitation to be hacked or something, and I will never pay somebody, and there's no guarantee. Like, and a lot of these people, they like spam me with the same message, and I have no clue who they are. And one of them I actually kind of challenged once. I'm like, well, you don't have any following. Like, this guy literally had 0 followers on YouTube. He had nothing. Like, what were his credentials? So he sent me a whole bunch of screenshots of people he supposedly helped, but he just blurred out their faces. And there was like a lot of personal info in what he sent me, which I felt kind of creepy, so I just didn't respond. But the only reason I messaged him that was because I was kind of curious what one of them would say. But it just looks desperate, you know, like you're trying that hard to get somebody who's not interested in your services. It's basically cold emailing. And I'm speaking to some of you spammy whammers because I know you guys love to spam that to me. But have you noticed that over the years I've never hired any of you, and I've said that my channel's DIY live. Like I DIY it. There are a lot of people that DIY their content that I actually like. Like I was following one YouTuber, Michelle McDaniel, and she talks about how she does everything herself too. And I kind of admire DIYers, people who do it all themselves. They don't need to have like all these people promoting them, and you know, that's okay. I don't need it because I don't really feel like, what am I going to get out of it? Like why am I doing that? I'm doing this because I have a vision for myself. And my vision now is to grow my hair longer on this channel, talk about long hair journey, but on my own terms. On my other channel, I just want to share my happy side of California life, not based on somebody else's vision, but on my own vision. So I keep my visions. It's not that I 100% keep them to myself, but I do believe that my vision is my vision and it's not anybody else's vision. And there's nothing that anybody can do for me that I can't do for myself. I'm such a DIY girly. Like, I believe that I can do it myself. Like, I've put computers together by myself. I've put, like, shelving together by myself. If I can do that, I can do anything. Like, I remember when I was 23 years old and I put together these shelving units, and they're beautiful. They're beautiful. My dad still has them. Like, I give them to my dad. I did a good job. Well, the first one, maybe I could have done a better job, but I did pretty good. I'm good. I can put things together. I can figure things out, you know? A French braid, I've done those before, and I'm not saying I'll never do them again. It's just, the only thing about French braiding on my length of hair is I feel like, because I have so much length, like when I pull it back in sections, I don't entirely love the way it looks, and I feel like it kind of tangles my length. When my hair was shorter, I did do a couple French braids, but I think that's why I've just never really done them in general, just because it's not that I couldn't attempt to do them. I just don't feel like they would look the way I want them to look without having to pull tight. And I just don't really like pulling tight on my root area. And I feel like you kind of have to do that to make a French braid look the way I would like. I don't know. Maybe someday. It's not really one of my, I'm not saying I won't do it, but I did it when my hair was shorter like 2.5 years ago. I did attempt some double French braids. I tend to just like a low pony braid or two like pigtail type braids, like, you know, twin braids, but low, so that the hair below the ear and beyond is braided. Because when I do the French braid, I just feel like you have to kind of pull, I don't know. And I don't like to have to detangle my hair. So I guess that's why I'm not saying I'll never try it again. I just didn't like the way they looked on me when I did them. Like, because I feel like I wanted to look a certain way. And my mom used to French braid my hair, and that's how I would like it to look. But when I did it, it didn't look exactly that way. So I wasn't super happy with it, and then it was tangling length. So, I don't know. That's just why I don't really do those particular styles. They're very beautiful, don't get me wrong. French braids are very, very beautiful. I just feel like I don't really like the way they look on me, like when I do them. Like, I like my hair to look a certain way, and I like it to be smooth on top, and I feel like the French braid doesn't allow me to have that smoothness on top that I'm looking for, you know? So, or just like, yeah, I don't know. I might someday. Just don't, it's not like a style that I gravitate towards, I guess I'm gonna, let's just be careful there. Like, and that's another thing too, like with long hair, I notice a lot of people, like, they just tug at their hair and they brush really hard, and I can never do that. Like, I feel like that's super damaging. Like, maybe some people don't, but I do. Like, I feel like, and honestly, I feel like I've had success with my hair growing faster, longer, because it's called low, like, being more gentle with your hair. Like some people think it's like all these expensive products that they use, but you could use all the expensive products you want in the world, and if you're tuggy on your hair, it's gonna damage it. You know what I'm saying? Or heat styling your hair. And I know like a few months ago, I actually attempted to review some heat styling product, which I never would have bought for myself. But I'm done doing that because, yeah, I'm not a heat girly. Like a lot of people love heat styling, but I've never liked it. And I know people are gonna be like, well, it's not damaging if you put protectant on it, which can be true. But personally, I don't want to heat style my hair because I just don't feel a need for it. And it just doesn't really, I don't know, like my repertoire of hairstyling is more just like brushing out my hair, getting it smoothed out, so to speak. I don't know. Everybody has different hair goals, I guess. Just one of my hair goals is to just be gentle with my hair, I guess. Actually, I'm very, sometimes, like if I put my hair in updos, I would like take it out and put it in a loose braid at night. But to be honest with you, I slept in the same braid I had my hair in yesterday. I'm kind of like one and done hair girly. Like I'll spend a lot of time in the morning getting my hair going, getting it ready, getting it prepped. And if I work that night, I just go to bed. And if the next day is my day off like it was today, I left my hair in the same braid for 28 hours. I don't know. Like I'm just more low end. Like when I talk about like being very gentle with my hair, I don't think that, like I know a lot of people think like hair ties are super damaging, but I'm kind of the other end of the spectrum. I don't think so. I feel like it's how you use a hair tie. For instance, like this one is really big. You could stretch it around. Like if you're trying to put a really tiny hair tie around your hair, and then I use like a big scrunchie to be decorative, and you could just use the big scrunchie as a low pony, and I used to do that, but I would find that it was slipping out, you know, because I just feel like these are more decorative. I was able to use this one on the ends of my hair yesterday though, but towards the ends, like it's not as thick as towards the top, and I had to loop it around a few times. And sometimes I just like, unpopular opinion, like the big hair ties have more to them. And if you look at the scrunchie, like they have just like unless you make your own scrunchie hair ties, which you could, but you would have to buy a special kind of elastic. Like if you look, and I'm into like analyzing my hair products because I DIY a lot of stuff. It's like a lot thinner, so it just doesn't hold my hair the way I'd like. So, you know, I do like scrunchies. I like the way they look, and this is true. Like they, in some ways, they do inflict less damage on your hair, but from a practicality standpoint, like I just like hair ties. But one thing I have been doing lately is when I do my updos with the claw clips, I realize, you know, I don't always need to have like a really tight hold on the low pony. Sometimes I could, like, I feel like I want to because I'm so weird about wind. Like, it gets so windy here in Southern California. I'm like, I don't want my hair, like parts of my hair flopping in the wind. But lately I was using these as the base for the braid and the scrunchie without like the foundation one. But I like these foundation ones a bit more, like for a low pony, just because I feel like they hold the hair back better. And I've never really experienced damage with them the way people say that they do. But I feel like it might also be the way that I apply them and take them out. Like you have to be very gentle with everything you do with your hair. That's my credo. Like super gentle, you know? It has to be gentle, right? For me anyway. But I don't wear my hair completely loose too often. Like I have, and lately I found it was less tangly than it used to be. But I'll be honest, I've used silicones in the past, but I kind of ramped it up back in, even though this hair detangler has dimethicone in it, I ramped it up a few months ago because my sister mentioned when she moved out that she loved, we call this the Turkish detangling spray because it's made in Turkey. And they sell it at the Dollar Tree for like $1.25. And this stuff, it's like the holy grail. Like this is good stuff. But they have like, it's a dupe for Johnson & Johnson No Tears Detangler, which if I used this up and I couldn't find it again, I probably would buy that, but I do love this. And amethymithicone is my holy grail. Like, I still have oil in my hair, don't get me wrong, but I was finding, like a couple of years ago when I tried, well, maybe, what was it, a year and a half ago, when I tried using VO5 conditioner, which I used to love it one time, but I didn't really love it this time around because I realized it didn't have any silicones. So I found when I was like, after I washed my hair, it was just too tingly. So I do like cones. I know a lot of people don't like cones, and I water this stuff down to make it last a long time to get like the full usage out of it. But I just find that cones are they're good for me. I like them. And then also I found at the Dollar Tree this power stick. I guess it's like a dupe for like the Brazilian Bum Bum line. But I don't know. I've never bought that. I never went to Sephora and bought that. I just bought this because it smelled good and it had some oils in it. And yeah, I just use different things at different times, whatever kind of speaks to me, and those are the things I've been using at the moment. I almost feel like I want to go through the section with a comb first, just to kind of break up. Like, most people don't, when they have wavy hair, they don't want to break up, like, the wavy clumps. Like, having it clump together actually gives you that definition. But for me, because I'm doing something different with my hair, like, okay, I posted a video the other day where I just took my hair out of the braid, and it would have been what that day when I went to Disneyland, I took it out the next day. It was 3 braids in a braid, and I didn't brush it out in that video, and you can really see my hair clumping together, which, yeah, that's a great look, but I like to brush out my hair to re-braid it. So for me, I'm not really focused on like during like a wavy, clumpy, curly hairstyling technique, you know? Okay, have a good night at work then. I'm glad to see people working hard. That's good. That is a good thing. I believe in hard work too. Like, a lot of people think, I don't get it. Like, I think nowadays it's really popular to like do minimal work and to like do less work. And I don't understand that. But I have extreme work ethic, okay? That was instilled by me and my parents. So when I do things, I do it hardcore. Like my house, I do hardcore. Like, I like to keep it clean. And like when I work or any kind of thing, like I like to dedicate myself. So I appreciate people who have a good work ethic. That's good. Like, a lot of people, they're always talking about this quiet quitting thing. But, you know, I don't know if that's a good way to go right now. Like, I'm thinking quiet quitting is like kind of lame-os. Can we just say it? I've always thought quiet quitting was an excuse for people to be lazier than ever. Because, well, especially like if you're helping people, like, why don't you just want to help people? And why is it always about you? And people are like, oh, but I'm not appreciated, so I'm going to do this. And I don't know. I don't really vibe with that. Like, why would you want to do less? Why don't you want to be of service to others? And I guess as a person that's always wanted to be of service to others, I don't understand this whole thought about like, but a lot of people are doing quiet quitting life or something, like everything, they approach life that way. And I just don't resonate with that mindset. I'm like, okay. I think that's why I never understood that like logic. And it did not appeal to me. I'm like, so you're basically saying that you don't care about other people, but you deserve good stuff. That's kind of the vibe I get from quiet quitting. Because if you're supposed to be helping people, why don't you just help people? Why don't you take pride in what you do? Like, I was raised by parents who are like, you take pride in what you do, you want to help others, you want to be of service to others. Not like, oh, what am I getting out of this situation? Oh, I'm not getting this, so I'm going to take away that. I don't know. It's just not my thing. But a lot of people love that. No, I don't like it. It's one of the worst things that I think came out of post-COVID world. And I think a lot of people, because they got to work from home, I feel like they got a little spoiled or something. And I just felt like, oh, well, they wish they could do that forever. You could if you want. But then you need to start your own business, you know? And I'm never going to be about that vibe. But I guess that's all I'm going to say about that is I feel like we should care more about other people again and not be like, oh, well, what am I going to get out of it? And I need to get as much as I can. I don't know. But this is why I'm more introverted, and I just will be following my own introverted way, not like a social trend. Like, not all social trends are good, by the way. I'm not saying you can never engage in social trends. Some of them are fun. Like, there are some social media trends that I just think are cute. Like, I like this one with a dog where they were making his ears flop. And I was like, that's adorable. Like, I like things that are just cute and charming, and that's how I want to live my life. I don't want to live my life, like, with angst or feeling like, I don't know, just having, like, some sort of disgruntled view of the world, because I'm over that. I want to be a happy person, right? And I want to live happy life. And there just seems to be, there's a lot of people in society. It's just kind of like, it goes back to this thing where I was talking about, like, I just be happy doing my own thing, smiling, wearing a dress, doing what I want to do, focusing on my own plate, life and lane, right? And then a person would come along and be like, you should smile, you shouldn't wear dresses. And I'm like, take your Debbie Downer energy away from me and go do your own thing. And I wish I could have said that as a kid, but as a kid, I think I worried so much, like, I think I worried too much about what other people thought sometimes. Because the people who say things like that, they obviously don't care about you or your thoughts and opinions, because they're brazen enough to tell you what you should be doing. They don't care if they offend you, and I've never liked that. I've never liked that kind of viewpoint, personally. So anything that just seems too brash like that, like where other people feel like they want to control a conversation, or they just want to make other people feel like they should be doing things their way, I will never go to that person and be like, oh, like, why are you doing that? I'll just, like, disengage. Like, I'll be kind, I'll be cordial, but I'll keep my distance. Like, if that's your vibe, then I'm not part of your vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just keep my distance from people that do those things. So, yeah. And I recommend it highly, actually. Because we don't need negativity in our lives of any shape or form or persuasion. We need more positivity, and anybody who is upset that you do something that you like, that tells you everything that you need to know about that person, really. It does. try to split my hair down the middle. These strand trays are going to go on the wash because after I've worn a hair tie a few times, I'm like, I need to wash it. Find my comb for subdividing my hair. Yeah. Don't fall down there, mister. Up. I finally got up. I need my glasses and a mirror so I can see if I subdivided the way I like. This is not a good subdivision at all. What was I thinking? That is not a subdivision. I mean, it's also called like a hair partition, like a hair parting. I know, like in some English-speaking nations, they call it a partition. I like to call it a subdivision. I can just subdivide it. And my glasses again in the mirror. No. It's not a division at all. Ugh. Okay. Little hair ties fall down. Hair. So let's be very strategic. So we start. Okay. let's just see. Like, if we were to put this part up, which sometimes for me is the first part, just to kind of get one side away from the other side. I can look and see. I like it. This is not straight at all. This is not straight. It is zigzaggy. Okay, we have to go for it again. Alrighty, Rue. Rue. I don't know why I always say that. Rue. Oh, Rue. That doesn't feel very division-y either. It feels like not like subdivision of any kind. Let's see. I mean, let's look at it. I feel like I could do better. I feel like there's still hair that I didn't. Take your glasses and look at it again. I like I liked it better previously. It was a little bit straighter. Like this new one. Yeah, it seems like it was a little bit better. So I did this one. Okay, maybe it's still not what I want. Nope. Not doing what I want. go get my glasses. What? It's almost like it gets worse every time. I can just pull this part to the side right here. No, I feel like that's good enough. That's the best I'm gonna do. I could keep going. I could keep working on it. And I feel like if I had really, 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 really wet hair, I would keep working on that. Because I feel like I could get it even better if I had really, like, super wet hair. But my hair's not super wet, okay? So we're just going to put this section out of the way right now. And we'll start working on brushing out the other section. So let's get a hair tie, put it in. Okay. Alrighty, Brew. So, yeah, we'll put this away. I'm going to just spray a tiny bit more of the Brazilian mist in here because I know it has some oil in it. My hair, it does like oil and leave-in conditioner, and I'm kind of changing up. Like, I still do use oil in my hair, don't get me wrong, but I'm kind of going into where I think I just like leave-in conditioners that have oil in them, even though I still do, like, I still occasionally put this Minoy oil in my hair, but I really haven't been doing it as much anymore, just because first off, they changed the formula, which I do. I do love the coconut oil formula, but unless it's summertime, that stuff is solid. It's like, it's solid, and you have to melt it. And so I've been putting it in henna. I put it in a henna treatment a couple weeks ago. But just in general, like, I don't, like, when it comes to just like daily how I brush out my hair, I don't really gravitate to it as much anymore. okay, I like the parting. It's not like, yeah, I actually don't mind it at all. It's pretty good. Hi, Julie. Hi, Kelly. How are you doing? Well, I am getting my hair longer. Look, it's pretty long. Like, if you watched my last video that I posted on Friday, it's very long. Look, friends, like, it's getting a lot longer. Like, okay, so, like, what kind of braids do I want to do with my hair? I think I want to do 3 braids and 1 braid. Twin braid edition. Slightly higher on that side. Maybe. But yeah, I am growing my hair longer. For surely. Like, that's what I've been kind of doing, but on the low down. Like, I was saying that I was growing my hair longer. But the reason that I didn't say, like, what the specific length is, because I don't know. Like, I plan on growing my hair longer. But I didn't want, like, if something happened where, like, say one day, like, I mean, I don't plan on cutting my hair again, right? But, like, if it had, I didn't, when I was in the first growing out stage, I just was being very cautious, because to me, that seems audacious to say that I'm doing that, like, this is my goal, like, so I just said I was growing longer. I had wanted my hair back longer, like, that was my plan. I regret the second cut. Okay, the first cut I did, I understand why I had to do it, and actually looking back wasn't bad at all. It was actually very good, because I think it's good to, like, do trims and cuts, especially, like, I got that tangle from the henna conditioner, which I would never mix henna with conditioner again, but I feel like, you know, it was warranted. The second time, I regret doing it. That's very cool. At least I know that my sensor is working for the naughty naughties, because that was just a regular comment. But recently I've sensor out some fun ones that were being, like, you know, and it was on a laundry video. I'm like, these guys are jokes. Not you guys. I'm just talking about some on a recent laundry video. Like, I'm like, really? But then again, like, why are they posting stuff like it just was weird, because I just was like, I don't need your kind of comments. That I get for, like, religious reasons, like, people do that. I just think I want to grow my hair long, and I don't want to cut it anymore, because I hadn't planned on cutting it that short when I did. It just kind of happened because I was having some scalp irritation, but little did I know, I wish I would have done some research, and Nexerol shampoo can fix that for you, and I had never experienced that before, like, in my entire life, and I have some suspicions about why that was happening, but I don't really talk about them openly, because I think we all know, because we know certain things. It just seemed like I never had scalp problems in my entire life, and then it happened in 2021 into 2022, and I kind of think I know what triggered it, but I never talked about it openly, because I did read, and there's actually some PubMed sites that talked about how that was a side effect of, but RNA, you know, vaccine, but that's just my opinion. Like, some people say it's not true, but, like, there were people that had that side effect, and also I think washing with conditioner might have done it, but I never had those problems in my entire life. I was just like, this is weird, like, and it was just it was kind of strange, but I don't know. I found it very coincidental, but didn't talk about it a lot, just because it was, like, kind of like, I felt like you couldn't really talk about your own experiences with something like that. Plus, compared to a lot of people, it would be considered a minor thing, but I'm like, yeah, you know your scalp, right? And if you've never had scalp irritations a day in your life, this is very like seems like the timing's just so coincidental. And so I'm not against those things. I just personally, with how it wasn't super, like, didn't have a lot of testing going around it at the time, and now has kind of been shown to not really be, I don't know, it's just such a touchy subject, so I don't talk about it because, yeah, why would I? There's no reason to talk about it. Like, I just feel like certain things, man. But yeah, you know your hair, you know your scalp. Like, you know, like, how you react to certain things. And if you've never had scalp irritation before, and one thing is different when you've been doing everything else the same, like, you kind of know. But to me, like, there's no point in talking about it because, like, other people are going to say, well, that can't be the case. And so I just didn't talk about it. Plus, to me now, it's in the past, and I don't regret having done that. Like, yeah, I kind of wish I wouldn't have, but on the same token, I was able to grow my hair back. So, and some people cut their hair because they want to. Like, there's a lot of women on this app, and men too, like, they just want to cut their hair. And they don't give you an explanation. They don't tell you why. Like, I guess I'm a truth seeker. I'm a transparent person. Like, I told the truth, like, about a lot of things. Like, I don't embellish things. Like, in fact, like, somebody told me so-and-so, like, somebody that we knew mutually embellished something, and I thought that the story that they told was true. But my sister said, no, this person embellishes. And I don't know what it was about me, but it hurt me in my being that people embellish. But then I realized, oh no, people embellish all the time on social media, like rage bait. I think that's another reason you shouldn't use rage bait, because it's not true. You know, you should tell the truth. Like, don't be a faker, you know? Be truthful in all things. I just can't condone that, you know? Bullying is just such a horrible thing, and I hate bullies, and there's a lot of bullies, and you would think after we turn, I don't know, 16, 18, 21, like, bullies would be a thing of the past, but now, like, there's bullies on social media, there's bullies in public. Even, like, okay, I love Disneyland, don't get me wrong, I love Disneyland, but I'm such an introvert, okay? Like, if people are gonna push to get through to go somewhere, I will, like, fall back, and I will walk away, and I'll walk around people, because I know a lot of people, they just want to push to get to what they want in a crowd. But I will look, like, I'm always looking, and I'm looking for a space, like a gap in the crowd, and I'll walk around. I do the same thing at the grocery store. But my sister was kind of dismayed with me. She goes, well, why do you let people just push you like that? I'm like, I'm not going to push them back. Like, there's a lot of people, like, they like to assert their dominance, so they'll kind of just push. And it's not that every single person does this, but there are people that do that. Especially on busier days, like at the park, I've noticed, because we went on a slightly busier day. But I've also experienced this when I went to a concert with my sister, where these ladies literally pushed me and they poured their drink on me, and I told her, yes, they did that. She goes, oh no, they wouldn't pour a $15 drink on you. And I told her, oh yes, they would, because a lot of people have money to burn. And I just was like, yeah, I don't think going to concerts really for me. Because even at that Metallica concert, I got kind of upset about some 300-pound guy pushing me, and I was mad about it, and I called him out, and I'm like, what are you doing? And I looked at him, whereas my sister's like, oh, you just have to kind of push him back. I'm like, I'm not going to push him back, plus I'm 5'2", I'm not 5'7", 5'8". Like, when you're a little bit taller, yeah, if you push him back, no biggie. But no, I'm not doing that. I'm not pushing somebody back. But yeah, people do that. But I still like to go places, but I just realized if you're in a place with a lot of people, sometimes people push. And I'll be like, I'll let you. And I know that's not popular. I'll be like, okay, really important. I guess you need it more than I need it. You can have it. And some people are like, oh, but you're letting people bully you. And I'm like, I don't see it that way. I pick and choose my battles. I don't need to fight with people to be at the front of the line of something. That's just Lulu. It's crazy. Like, why are you pushing? at a concert or a theme park, like, people, like, this is weird. Like, you can just wait your turn. You can let somebody go before you. I know a lot of people don't like that, but it's just called manners, you know? I don't know. But yeah, people are very dominant sometimes. I get it. I don't like to assert my dominance over other people. No, I guess some people like to. And I guess in some spheres of life you have to, but it doesn't bring me joy because I'm an introvert. And introverted people, we can talk to people, we can get along with people, but we don't derive joy and satisfaction from bullying people. You know, it doesn't make me feel like, wow, like I pushed through. Like, no, I'm not good with it. I'm not good with that at all. Like, pushing through a crowd sucks royal lemons. And if you do that, maybe you should think about your priorities in life. Like, there are other people there besides you. It's not all about you on a stick, right? That's just how I see it. Like, wait your turn. Let people go. You don't need to be the first for everything. Why is being the first so important to people? Like, and I always laugh. There's people, like, I don't drive, okay? But there's people that do that on the road, too. Like, especially here in California. Like, they're speeding down residential streets to see who can make it first to the light. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, and they don't really get there faster than somebody just driving safely. Oh, they might get 10 minutes on them. Wow. You won the life of, like, rushing? I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that. So I've always taken my time. If there's somebody at the grocery store, they're like having a panic attack and they need to go in front of me, whatever. I was in line. You have to go in front of me? Okay. And some people get really mad at me. I guess my mom said when we were little, sometimes, like, if she forgot something in the grocery shopping and she went back to get it, she'd be upset that adults would go in front of us even though we were there in line first. And she's like, you should, I don't know. This whole thing about, like, asserting your dominance in line is just not really... It's not for me. Oh, I love the smell, the scent of this Brazilian detangling spray or leave-in conditioner. It smells really good. Like, I know some people are not into fragrance, but yeah, it smells good. It has, like, coconut oil, shea butter, and avocado oil. I like this stuff. Dollar Tree has some good stuff. Like, this stuff, I like it. But I don't use it for detangling. I still use the Zimethicone. Because I feel like that just works for detangling better. Yeah, I did quite a hairstyle before I went to Disney. I should have done these double braids, 3 braids in a braid, but I did the one. But I still got up early to do it. Got some good footage. I need to put a video together. I, per usual, I actually slept a lot today because I realize sometimes I don't sleep enough. But like after the fireworks, which were really great, I don't care about the people that are mad at Disneyland. Whatever, don't go. Like if you don't like it, like nobody is forcing you. Like there are some people, I guess they're super mad that Disneyland's this and that. They say, but I don't know what to tell you. If you don't like how Disneyland does something, like there's nobody that's like forcing you to go there. Like you don't have to go to Disneyland. But this is like a popular thing. Like okay, do I like all of their movies that they've put out recently? No, I haven't even like I've watched like the classics like Aladdin and Snow White and I still want to see Tiana, like the old school stuff. And I like Tiana ride. I love the Tiana ride. Like some people were like being salty about that, but that ride is cute. I don't like beignets. Tried them? Like that stuff is messy and sugary. But I like the Tiana ride. It's adorable. It's better than Splash Mountain, which no, I was not a fan. Like I like the concept, but no, I think Tiana is much better rendition. And maybe that's a hot take, but I don't care. Like some people don't like that. Oh well, you don't go to Disneyland, but some people get really upset. It's like they're seeking out Disney content. Okay. And I love going to Disneyland. I don't even go as much as some people because, like, yeah, I'm realistic with my budget. I don't, like, my sister and I asked about, like, what is the price to be, like, an annual pass holder. And it's $1,700, which is a little, that's a little delulu. Like, you can do, I think, a SoCal resident one for $529, which is still a little high, to be honest with you, especially since back in the day, like, you used to be able to get an annual pass for both parks like in the early 2000s for like 100 something. And yeah, that's a little high. So we just go when there's like a promotional deal or on a day that we want to go. I'm not an annual pass holder because I know what my budget is and my budget's not sky high. Like, look, if I lived in Orange County or Anaheim, maybe that's worth it to get the annual pass because maybe that's what you would do. Like, we were totally like, if I lived in Anaheim, I'd go a lot. Like I'd go several times a week or something, or maybe at least once a week. Like because you could walk around and you get a discount to like buy food there, and like it might be worth it. But I didn't get the annual pass. But there are some people like they're just so upset. Like okay, yeah, they raised their prices. I don't know what to tell you, but they like would seek out Disney content, and they don't even do it that much with me. But they would be writing things like "Go woke, go broke," and I'm like, okay. Did I say that I love all of their modern movies? I haven't even seen every single one. Like I didn't go to see Wicked. I didn't go to see the new Snow White movie. I like the old cartoon. I love Mickey Mouse. You know what our favorite ride is? Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Train and Space Mountain and Star Wars. The classic stuff, okay? I'm always going to love classic Disneyland. If you don't like that, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm not there to be your best buddy and pal, and like if you hate Disneyland then that's fine, but you don't need to come to somebody's content that's actually genuinely just having a good time. And I don't go every day, I don't go every week, and on a good year I go a couple times a year, and that's been more recently. Like there was a gap between 2006 and 2022 of me being a Southern California resident where we are in like less than 2 hours driving distance, okay? And I didn't go because life happened and I just was busy, and we decided that we wanted to go again. And part of the reason being is because, like, yeah, we went when my sister's kids were little, but when they started getting a little bit older, my sister was busy and I was busy, and coordinating schedules wasn't always like in the books. But now that her kids are grown, they don't really want to go to Disneyland all the time. So yeah, we go as Disney adults and we have fun. And we do things that you couldn't do with little kids because it's a fun place to go. And I like that it's a relatively like clean environment. It's not like I don't want to go to bars or like clubs or places where people are being rowdy. I don't like that. Yeah, there's a little bit of shoving, but whatever. It's work, you know. It's a possibility. My hair has been growing fast. So anyhow, just like some people, they're just so upset with life. They're like, oh my gosh, you went to Disneyland. Like, you don't have to go to Disney, friends. You can go anywhere you want under the sun. Nobody makes you go to Disneyland. You don't have to go to Disneyland. If you don't like Disneyland, like, I still don't get it because I don't love football. I don't love football. You know, actually, I went to a hockey game recently, and I thought that was kind of fun and cool. And I guess some people were disappointed because there were no major fights at the hockey game, which I kind of like better because I didn't want to see anybody. But that was actually kind of cool because I like ice skating. And it made me rewatch The Cutting Edge, which was like a movie of my youth, like when I was young. Very cute, fun movie. Like, I don't know. So there are a lot of Disney things I like. If you don't love Disney, nobody's making you spend your money there. But here's another thing. I don't go on big, like, international vacations. I have a very modest, like entertainment budget. So me going to Disneyland a couple times a year, it really shouldn't, like, throw you into a tizzy, right? But some people get really upset about it. Like, oh no, you went to Disneyland. We didn't have to fly to go there. It's like a local thing. And, you know, there's nothing more local. Like, there's a lot of locals that go to Disneyland. Like, I saw a lady with a Stater Brothers bag, and I'm like, she's definitely a local. She's not a tourist. Unless they just happened to go to Stater Brothers and went shopping before they got to the park. But somebody carrying around a Stater Brothers bag in Disneyland is about as SoCal as you can get. Like, Stater Brothers is a local, like, grocery store. Very, very local. Not across the country. Only in Southern California. So, yeah. Just saying, like, a lot of locals go there. It's a locally accessible trip, day trip thing. So, I know some people are going to be like, but Knott's Berry Farm is cheaper. So we went to Knott's Berry Farm last year, and it was fun and all, but I don't have any desire to go back. Like, when I was at Knott's, I was missing, like, the vibe of Disneyland. I was like, you know, this is fun and all, but I want Disney, and I felt like Knott's just had a lot of not that, I mean, Southern California, there is that one upside down roller coaster at Disney, but I just feel like Knott's had more of the kind of wild rides that I'm just not really into. Whereas I like my Disney. Like, I want Disneyland, so I enjoy it. It's fun for me. And nobody's going to ever make you go to Disneyland. If you don't like what they're doing, then don't go. It's that simple. Like, I just feel like people should be able to be okay with somebody doing something that they don't want to do. And if it comes on your FYP, I feel like people have lost the ability to just not watch that, not comment on it, and not scroll, you know? So anyway, I don't know. But then again, if they want to get upset about it, that's fine. I just don't really understand it because I feel like we all can have our own options in the world. You know, gosh, I got kind of heated about that. But I'm just like, sometimes I just don't understand, like, why? Why is this bothering you? But Michelle Daniel, who I do follow, by the way, because she does go to Disneyland sometime, and she talks about certain things that I just find this interesting. Like, she kind of did a breakdown on it. And I don't know if I don't exactly 100% like agree with everything she says, but I would say her breakdown on Disney is pretty spot on. Like, she has criticism for Disney, but at the end of the day, like, she's very balanced. And I just feel like there's no balance. Like, there's either, the more I've gone to Disney throughout my life, but now I'm beginning to be more keyed into this because I've been watching more Disney content. There seems to be two camps. There's people that are just mad at Disneyland. Like, they literally, like, hate Disneyland now because they raised their prices. And they're upset about it. That's on one end of the spectrum. And then there's some of the people that they don't like, that I guess there's more diversity in Disney films recently. Like, it just grates their crate. But I don't know. Have you never watched Disney cartoons? Because I would say even in the 60s, there were some goofy educational Disney cartoons that were like anti-drinking and driving, which, oh, and wearing your seatbelt. Like, I know Ronald Reagan that's going to grind his gears. Like, so Disney's always kind of been on the cutting edge in certain ways, and some are going to be like, oh, but Walt Disney has certain views, but he doesn't. Not everybody that makes Disney cartoons is Walt Disney, right? And I would say in the earlier days, like, he had a lot of oversight of what went into the content. But in modern times, companies evolve, and okay, like you don't like their newest shows, I don't know what to say, but you don't have to watch it. It just reminds me of the people that used to call the cable company. I know, it's my mom worked there, and she didn't ever want me to talk about it when she was working at the cable company, but she's retired for many years now, so I'm gonna definitely talk about it. So because she had to deal with so much absurdity, and I haven't talked about every scenario, just a few of them. And one of the most absurd scenarios were the people that would call the cable company and tell them to stop televising MTV because their grandkids were watching the spring break girls in bikinis play volleyball. So my mom and other coworkers would say, well, you could like just have a basic TV package, which is more just like local channels. You don't have to subscribe to the MTV tier. And they'd be like, but oh, you mean I won't have this other channel? And they'd be very upset about it. Or you could just turn off the TV. Like, this was before you had like streaming, okay? It was back where you had to buy a cable box and certain channels came with it. So, oh my gosh, people were just so like livid that their kids might watch somebody in a bikini. And as if they can't see that at the beach. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, if you don't want them watching that show, you have the ability to turn off the TV and be like, okay, we're not watching this. If that's how you want to roll. Like, so like, I always felt bad for my mom because I'm like, Mom, you're not responsible for what people watch. And it used to bother me that grown people didn't have enough like forethought to think, the cable company's not responsible for what your family's watching. You are responsible for that. And I believe this in every arena. Like, if you don't like content of a certain book, if you don't like a certain show, you have ability to turn it off and not engage. It's so simple. It's very simple. But usually the people that like balk the most and throw the biggest fit, and they don't realize that they have like the ability to make that decision, right? I don't know, it's just funny. Like, they just want to complain, and I'm just like, okay. But there's always going to be somebody that complains about something. I just don't think... I find it kind of humorous. I just want to find humor. I'm like, okay, you want to complain about people in the show or content you don't like. Like, did you ever think about maybe going outside, going for a walk, I don't know, cleaning your house, watching something else? There's so many options. We have options in life, This is why, and I also stick up to like bullies who would say like, if you don't like certain comments, that, oh no, you shouldn't come on YouTube. No, that's like saying people shouldn't be allowed to go online or go to the grocery store, because I'm like, are they so out of it? Like, there's literally YouTube channels for everybody and everything, and nobody has to allow criticism or hate on their channel. But I am taking a different approach to it now. I'm just like, if you want to engage in that kind of content and that's your vibe, I want you out. I don't want you. And some people might be like, oh no, like that's not being open-minded. Well, there's plenty of other places in the world where you can be open-minded. But the way I see it is, there's a place for everybody, and some people don't want to engage with that. And it's not for us, and it's not our job to give you a space to just spew whatever's in your head. Like, it's happening on the news right now, okay? We have a president that just says whatever pops in his head. Like, if you want that, go watch it. I don't want that. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it with anybody. So, yeah, no, it's not for me, So I'm just saying, if you ever have people just wanting to be negative or just rage baity, and you don't want to be part of that, and you want to just promote or do what makes you feel good and resonates with people that like align with you, then you should do that. This is a different approach to social media, though. This is my own, because I've created my own mindset and approach to social media. I'm not here to be like a superstar. Like, I want to resonate with people who resonate with me. And if, like, not being rage baiting, not being negative, not being cruel doesn't resonate with you, there's plenty of places you can do those things. You just won't be doing them with me. And in real life, because I run my channel the same way I run my real life, like, if I were having a party, I wouldn't invite people that are into that kind of thing, right? A lot of people might, they will have a party where they invite those kind of people. I personally am an introvert. Am I going to have a party? No, definitely not. It was even too social when my sister used to have birthday parties when her kids were younger. I'm like, oh, there's too many people here. And I liked some of her friends, but there were some of them I did not like. And those people only came for the food. And they were so scandalous about it. And you knew that's the only reason they were there. They didn't care it was some kid's birthday. They were there for a free hamburger or something. And I'm like, that's lame. Like, there were literally people that would just come to eat something and then they'd go. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't know. The freebie mindset. Like, you have no shame. You have no shame. Like, you're at somebody's house just to get a free hamburger at a kid's birthday party. Like, you didn't even bring them a gift. And you didn't even stay long to sing them happy birthday. And you just popped by, said hi, ate a hamburger and left. I saw you. Lame. It was super lame. Like, she used to be I think a little bit more social like that, and she would invite people over. But as she got older and her kids got older, she's like, I don't really want to do those things anymore, because she did something actually for somebody that she thought was her close friend. But I never thought that this lady was her close friend. I always saw this lady kind of as a user that seemed to want to hang out with her when she would get a ride to go shopping or something. Or if my sister was having a birthday party, like, magically her and her kids were there because there was food there. I just wasn't a super fan of this particular lady, but my sister was very social and she had a lot of friends at the time, and I'm more of an introvert. My dad was kind of like, oh yeah, he saw it too. Like, we both saw it. Like, yeah, these people. But as time went by, she doesn't really hang out with people like that anymore, and she kind of saw what I was talking about. So I've just always been an introvert. Like, some people, they want a really big social circle, like having everybody in their life that they've known, like, in some superficial way since, I don't know, 5th grade or something. But that's just not us. That's just not me. I don't need it. And recently my sister's like, a lot of those people are users. And I'm like, yeah, they kind of are. I don't know. A lot of people probably derive a lot of joy from big social parties. I just personally don't. Like, if you want to have a big social circle and you just want some sort of casual interaction with someone, like, yeah, maybe that's cool. Like, personally, I'm not a fan. Those just aren't things that appeal to me. Thank you. Like, I'm not a fan of, like, people who are just very, I don't know, too social, I say. But, some people like it. Some people love the social dynamics of life. Am I into socialization on that level? Probably never not, I'm kind of people. I'm just not extroverted. There's a difference. Extroverted people, they live for that sort of stuff. I don't. Just have a little bit of coffee to go make more. We have the polar water, though. I love these guys. Their seltzer waters are really good. I need a few little hair ties because this one's purple. It's not gonna match. I had a lot of little hair ties. I've had this happen since COVID times, actually. Some of them are beginning to, they break after a while, honestly. They're just like little rubber bandy hair ties. Maybe I'll find a red one. I've probably used this red one before. But I'll just add a pop of color to the hairstyle. Pop of color, you know what I'm saying?
Doing good, thank you.
Drink a little bit of water. to the side of the braid. Braids going. Yay! Thanks for watching, everyone.